Hi everybody, welcome once again. Wishing you all a very happy new year. And in today's video, I will explain you the concept of long run average cost curve. Because many costs are fixed in the short run but are variable in the long run, a firm's long run cost curves usually differ from short run cost curves. Here I have drawn a short run average cost curve of the firm, which is a U-shaped curve, which shows that average cost diminishes at lower level of output and increases as output increases. On the other hand, the long run average cost curve is more flatter U-shaped as compared to this U-shaped average total cost curve. Let's understand this concept of long run average cost curve with help of a car manufacturing firm. In the short run, the car manufacturer cannot increase or adjust the size of its car factories. The only way it can increase its production is by hiring additional workers in the already existing factories. So the cost of factories is a fixed cost in the short run. But in the long run, the manufacturer can increase the size of the factories, it can have additional factories, or it can even close down the old factories. So in the long run, the cost of factories is a variable cost. This graph represents that short run and long run cost curves are related to each other. The long run average cost curve is much flatter U-shaped as compared to short run average cost curves, and the long run average cost curve lies below uh, the short run average cost curves. These properties arise because the firms have greater flexibility in the long run as compared to the short run. Here we have three different short run cost curves for small factory, for medium factory, and for large factory. Now, in the short run, if the firm wants to increase the production of cars from 1,000 units to 1,200 units, it has to hire additional workers because it cannot increase the fixed factors. It cannot adjust its factory size in the short run. So the average, when the firm will hire additional workers, because of diminishing marginal product, the average total cost will increase from $10,000 to $12,000. In the long run, however, the firm can increase the number or size of the factory and can hire more workforce and can still produce more units of output at the same average total cost. Here, if we relax the assumption of only three short-run average cost curves, and we have another short-run average cost curve representing a different plant size, SAC4. In this case, if the firm increases its production of cars from 1,000 units to 1,200 units, it can still produce at an average total cost of $10,000. So either by expanding the size of the existing factory or by producing on a new factory, the firm can produce additional number of units at the same average total cost. So the shape of long run average cost curve is more flatter U-shaped as compared to the short run average cost curves. When the long run average cost falls, there are said to be economies of scale. Uh, Economies of scale refers to the property where long run average cost falls as a quantity of output increases. So initially, as we can see here, that when there are economies of scale, the average cost falls. These economies may be internal or external, like managerial economies, or maybe production economies, or maybe technical economies, marketing economies. There are different types of economies of scale. When a firm, when it produces on large scale, it leads to a fall in the average cost of the firm. Then from this portion till this portion, we have constant returns to scale, where long run average cost remains same as the quantity of output increases. There is no change in the uh, long run average cost. And this rising portion of the long run average cost curve is due to diseconomies of scale. In case of diseconomies of scale, long run average cost curve rises as the quantity of output increases. So these diseconomies may be due to inefficient management or maybe due to technical difficulties. or maybe due to marketing diseconomies. Again, these can be internal or external to the firm.